Hi, my name's Paul Thorpe. I'm a spine surgeon in the orthopaedic department at Musgrove Park Hospital, and I'm speaking to you as the guardian of safe working hours for Musgrove Park Hospital. The role of the guardian has arisen out of the new contract for junior doctors to have an oversight role on the implementation of the new contract, the implementation of new compliant rotas under the 2016 contract, and to look at areas where there may be gaps in rotas to make the board aware of that, and to also have an oversight on exception reporting and areas of health and safety to protect junior doctors within their working patterns. Any doctors who have concerns about their rota that they feel may not be addressed within their directorate can always contact me to make me aware of those. My role is to ensure that the working patterns deliver safety for both doctors and patients. There is a defined implementation schedule for the contract, which has now been implemented by the NHS employers, and will be subject to some local variations depending on the contracts of the doctors who are within a trust. Broadly speaking, F1 doctors are going to be implemented in December of this year, in 2016, and in Musgrove Park we've already prepared and sent work schedules to our F1s so that they're aware of the responsibilities of their post. Surgical specialties and paediatrics will start to implement in spring of next year, between February and April. And there'll be a large group of doctors, including most medical specialties, anaesthetics and emergency medicine, who'll be implementing in the autumn of next year, between August and October. One important point to understand is that some doctors will already be on existing contracts, and your implementation date may change and may be delayed to allow that contract to run, and you're then implemented on the new contract when you change your post and essentially have become out of contract. Two key areas which are new in the new contract and will form the basic plank which will decide whether this contract works or fails are work scheduling and exception reporting. Work scheduling can probably be summarised most simply as job planning for juniors. Most junior doctors are aware that their consultants have a defined job plan which sets a basis for their contract, for their responsibilities of their work pattern within the trust. This process is now being extended to junior doctors, with one important addition in that the educational part of your contract for the first time is being included in your contractual terms and conditions as well. For many doctors, a work schedule will be quite generic, especially those doctors who are starting off in their training. As you move through training and as your role changes and becomes more complex, these work schedules are designed to be personalised to the junior doctor themselves. So there may be a basic generic work schedule that applies to a post, but it's very important that junior doctors understand what's in their work schedule and then discusses them with their educational and clinical supervisors to make sure that your educational needs are expressed within your contract, and also so that you understand what your responsibilities for providing service, including your on-call service, is enshrined in that work schedule. This is really important because the work schedule will become the basis by which exception reporting is measured. Exception reporting can be simply described as a variation from your work schedule. These variations can occur for several reasons within the contract. It can be from your hours of work, and you can generate an exception report if your hours fall outside the terms and conditions of the 2016 contract or the Working Time Directive as it stands. These are enshrined, the Working Time Directive rules are enshrined within the new contract. There are other areas, however, where you can exception report, and again for the first time, junior doctors can raise an exception report if they feel that their training opportunities have been displaced by their service commitments in a way that falls out with the agreement that was within the work schedule that was started at the start of their post. Interestingly also, junior doctors can exception report if they don't feel supported in their role at work, which again is a new addition to the contractual rights of junior doctors, and is an expression of how it's really important for organisations and employers to create a culture of support as well as a culture of learning for their junior doctors, and recognise that supporting trainees and educating trainees is a key part of their role, and it's not just about providing on-call service or day-to-day service. So for the first time, junior doctors have this enshrined in their contract, and junior doctors participating in exception reporting is going to be a key indicator of how this contract shows to organisations whether their rotas are working or not. The exception reports in this trust will be using the allocate systems of Medic Online and Medic on Duty, which also have lots of benefits in being able to see your on-call patterns, to make swaps and to book leave through these systems, which hopefully will make the systems of defining leave, on-call and rota swaps more efficient for junior doctors, and will also enable for the first time for the trust to have a handle on where all their junior doctors are, where they're working, and as a key point where there are gaps in that as well. One important part of the new contract is setting up a junior doctors forum, and I can't underestimate this, because this is going to be the key conduit where junior doctors' concerns are transmitted to the trust board. The junior doctors forum can be set up in ways that juniors wish it within a hospital. Many hospitals are setting up a representative committee which allows junior doctors to be elected and appointed to a post, which satisfies some of the management training requirements of your training program. But it's very important that junior doctors from different specialties and different grades get involved in this. This is the only way we're going to understand what junior doctors want from their rotas. It will enable us to help put junior doctors in trust with rota design systems that can work within their directorates to help rota design, because often the people at the coalface will have useful information about how rotas can be improved. It also has a key role in any fine money that arises out of exception reporting being allocated within the trust. The Guardian holds responsibility for the account in which this money will go, but it's important that the Junior Doctors Forum advises the Guardian on how this money should be spent in a way that's most beneficial for junior doctors. So involving in the Junior Forum is really important, and we'd be very keen for our junior doctors at Musgrove to express interest in this. In summary, Musgrove has always had excellent feedback for the training that we give to our junior doctors, for the value we place upon our junior doctor roles, and for the importance that we feel in making sure our junior doctors work in a safe environment, and that creates a safe environment for our patients. This contract has had lots of challenges in its implementation, and we understand that there's been lots of fear and anxiety about what it will deliver. The best chance for us to get this contract to work is for junior doctors and the trust to work together to create a caring and supportive environment for junior doctors within very challenging times in medical staffing and challenging times in healthcare. By working together, I'm sure we can achieve it.